OCR is an important step in making PDFs accessible for our students, but there are ways that we can edit our PDFs to make them even more accessible than simply doing OCR. In this video, I'll walk through an example of how to do that. Here I have an article that I downloaded from Academic Search Premier, and I am going to upload it into Blackboard so that we can see what Blackboard Ally does with it. I have already confirmed that it has indeed been OCR'd. We're going to need to give Ally a few minutes to process the PDF. Okay, and here we see that we have a red dial, which indicates that Blackboard Ally is not particularly happy with this PDF. So let's take a look at what's going on. Okay, the first thing it says is that it's untagged, which means it doesn't have heading tags to indicate the document structure for a student who might be using a screen reader. That's its chief issue. And if we look at all issues, we will see that it also doesn't have a language set, nor does the document have a title. We can fix those things. So to do that, we'll open the PDF in Adobe Acrobat. And if we click on accessibility tags over here in the sidebar, just look for the tag icon, we'll see no tags available. So if we go up to the three-dot menu and select Auto Tag Document, it's going to assign those tags for us. We'll close out the recognition report, and if we click on the tag icon again, we will see that we have tags. Great. To add a title and a language, we will go to the File menu. We will choose Document Properties. If we're on the Advanced tab, that's where we can set our language. We will choose English for this document, of course. And then if we click on the Description tab, we will have a place to add the title, and we can add the author as well. So we'll do that. We'll hit OK to apply those changes, and then we need to save the document. And I'm going to use Save As to give the PDF a different file name so that we can see the differences between that and our previous document. Click Save. Close the document. And we'll upload file. And again, we'll need to give Ally a couple of minutes to process the file. Okay, this time we have a green dial, so that's better. Let's see. Okay, accessibility score is high, but there are still improvements we can make. Let's see what's going on. The headings in this PDF do not begin at level 1. Okay. Yes, headings should always begin with level 1. So if we were to, for instance, tag the title of the file as heading 1, then each major section should be heading 2, with any subsections being heading 3, and so on. Okay. Fortunately, we can edit the headings in our tags. So if we open our fixed file, we open our fixed file in Acrobat, and we click on the tag icon, we can see what our headings look like. And let's see, let's click on heading 4. It's very odd that Adobe would have tagged that as heading 4 in its auto tagging, but let's see what that heading 4 is. Okay, that's the title. We don't want that to be heading 4. We want that to be heading 1. So we can just double click, change the 4 to a 1. Okay, so that should be heading, our introduction should be heading 2. And again, we can just scroll down here till we see each heading. We click on it, it will show us what it is. That looks like another major section. So next heading, that's a subsection, so we'll make that 3. That's another subsection. Okay, now we're back to a major section, so we'll make that 2. That 2. 2. Make that 3. That looks like a subsection. References, that's 2. Okay, and that's all of the headings in the document. So we'll go back and we need to save our changes. Again, I'm going to give it a different file name so that we can see the differences. And let's upload this one and see what Ally makes of it. And again, we'll give Ally a few minutes to process. And let's see what we've got. We've still got a green dial. And now Ally is entirely happy with us. It says we have a perfect score. It does note that further improvements may be possible. That's not a surprise. The appendix didn't turn up as a tag. In any case, what we see here is that OCR is, as I said at the beginning of the video, it's a great start. There are things that we can do to improve the quality of OCR'd PDFs. It might not always be possible to get a perfect score. Some journal articles have some strange formatting that is difficult to tag, but we can generally make the accessibility level better than OCR alone.